Back to week 2. Week 1
Episode
successfully done.
episode 3, boys
Episode
and
3
girls.
on week 2. Caleb, my buddy, my co-commissioner, let me make sure this is working. Okay, I'm gonna hide this. So, of wild week 1.
A crazy week 1 in the NFL and in fantasy both.
Yes, and in the boys league. To get things started here, we figured we're going to discuss some wild action that became before week 1 began. A trade between Mr. Austin Key and Garrett Goebel. So,
Crazy to me, by the way, that people trade before week 1. I will never understand that. I don't think.
I have done it once, and it forever will haunt me because I traded Cooper Kupp away before he had his best
Last
season of his year.
last season, right?
Yep.
You gave him to Travis, didn't you?
Yeah, but I got Chris Godwin. He did all right, but much rather would I have Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Okay, so Austin here traded Allen Robinson and Zach Ertz to Garrett for Kyle Pitts and Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
Initial reaction before their week this week, I
Yes.
would have
That's
said
what.
Garrett probably won this trade.
Okay. Okay. So my initial reaction when I saw the trade go through, before looking, just thinking off my own thoughts, I was like, okay, that's a pretty even trade. Like I'm thinking when no one,
Yeah, it's not like a
killed somebody.
outright winner, not like a wow, we're gonna veto this kind of deal.
And then I threw it into like two or three of the like the fantasy
Ain't
football
the
trade analyst
analyzers?
things, the analyzers. And most of them said that Austin won slightly by like a point or two,
Yeah,
but I
because
thought
he's
overall
just
it was a
getting
pretty
more.
fair trade.
Yeah, so like pre game, yes, but then come this week, looks like Mr. Austin may have pulled ahead. Although
Yes,
Kyle Pitts had a bad week. I'll click on him here so we can
Pitts
give
had
the
three, I do believe.
a measly 3. You are correct.
Because I had to play him and I was very nervous about it. I'll also say before the week 1, after I did the trade analysis, I went back and I was like, okay, like this is after draft before week 1 trade, and I wanted to see the rounds they were picked in, and I wanted to ask Garrett this, and maybe you can answer now. Would Garrett trade a third rounder for a seventh rounder? Because
He did
Pitts
it.
was drafted in the third round, and then Edwards-Helaire and Zach Ertz were both, or no, I'm sorry, Edwards-Helaire and Robinson were both fifth round picks, and then Zach Ertz was a seventh round pick. So basically, Garrett traded away his seventh round pick, or he gave away his third round pick. I'm sorry, for Austin's seventh round pick.
Yeah, and I think trying to look at Garrett probably thought he was adding to his wide receiver room with Allen Robinson, which I
I fully back. I
yeah,
still, even after week 1, I still think Robinson will do well.
I
Just
think
had a
yeah,
rough.
I think they're just warming up, and I mean Kyle Pitts didn't do good, so I
It's
think the
true.
only thing that hurt him was Clyde Edwards-Helaire had one of the best games he's ever had, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure I think I picked whoever. I think I picked Garrett drafting Clyde Edwards as one of the bad draft picks. And
I would have agreed. I didn't like
week
him,
1,
but
I'm
I
looking like a
mean
dumb one.
that man got 2 touchdowns. He
Yeah,
he
tore
didn't
it
do
up.
bad, but I mean so far it's still not like a lopsided trade. I think Ertz is still going to be a good tight end for Austin. Or no, sorry for Garrett. Garrett's getting that.
Yeah,
And
Garrett
I think
definitely.
Allen Robinson's going to step it up. I mean, it's the Rams. They had a really rough go.
I mean, honestly, after week 1, Alaire's the only one that really like did anything. Ertz had, I think, 11. So he had like a decent week, but
I think he had 8. I just looked,
or
which
8. Okay,
which isn't bad. No, you're right.
yeah,
It was 11. He was projected 8.
which that's like
And
8,
Robinson
11
had
as a tight end.
2.
That's solid.
Yeah, so I mean, week 1, Garrett lost, but like this is an 18-week deal, so he's got time. But
He can
I
make it
think
up.
it's an even trade. I think it. That's why we pushed it through. So with that being said, we can dive into our recap. recapping the boys. Let's see where our guesses landed.
Let's yeah.
Oops.
We just want to run through this one by one, talk about our guesses, and talk about the games, and then
Yeah, I think so.
all right, where are we starting? Where are we starting?
Mine came up first, so I'm going with mine.
All
I'm trying
right.
to get back to mine the right way so we can have a.
Well, I've got you pulled up, so let me go ahead and say that the Glizzy Guzzlers took a very harsh L. 126 to 128 was the final. Lost by 2 points to Mr. Steve, the 80 Adam Bombadil. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
get Steve to confirm how we pronounce his team name. But yeah,
Yeah,
very close game.
I was pretty sad, not gonna lie.
And
Went into I went into this game kind of expecting to win, not gonna lie.
yeah, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, both of us picked you to win. Is that right?
Yes, yes, we did. I'm trying to find the best way to line this up for the squad here. I guess
Sorry, we're
that's
amateurs. We should have figured this out beforehand.
yeah,
But
but we both picked me to win, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark that down in our notes here as I guess nothing. So I will not mark that down in our notes.
well, 0-1. I mean, you know.
I okay, you're right. On one.
Yeah, the biggest player for Steve, Devontae, went off for 29. 10 receptions, 141 yards, and a titty. So he had
Titty
a big
indeed.
game.
A titty indeed, you say.
You, I can't believe I'm saying this. Cordell Patterson had an amazing game. I just, you win some, you lose some on your guesses. I guessed wrong.
I I'm just saying. I never doubted the man. Never
I
doubted him.
didn't. I didn't watch the game. Did he have his cane on the field? Did they allow that?
He sure didn't look fast. I will tell you that. But he was a big lumbering giant.
Hey,
Um
he scored a bunch of points.
my my big disappointment this week was Mike Williams. 3 points out of the man.
Yeah. Do they know that Mike Williams is a good receiver? Are they like aware of that? The
Well, also,
Chargers.
yeah. Also, Keenan Allen was hurt for like half the game.
Yeah, which you would think would just you would as a Mike Williams owner, you would be like, oh damn, that sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really sad about because I lost by 2 points. I'm pretty sure my bench would have beat. No, his bench would have beat me, so I lost by 3 points.
Yeah, his bench would beat you.
He had some mean bench points.
Wow, Landry went for 100 yards. I didn't realize that. Sorry, side note. But
Um, but I mean, overall, from on my side, I'm happy with what my team did. They scored well. I scored the fourth most this week, so I mean that's not bad. Just I was matched
yeah,
up with the person who scored the third most.
yeah, that is it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean for Steve's team here, I mean Russell Wilson Jerry Judy combo won him the match. That one touchdown, I was sitting on the volleyball courts, or no, I just showered and I looked and I was like 67-yard pass for a
Yeah,
touchdown,
fucking
and I was
bullshit.
like, it's over,
Sorry,
it's coming. But
G-rated here, but
I think yeah, Steve's team's got some solid people. Montgomery underperformed, but that was a gross game. Lots of rain.
yeah, I got more to say on that later. But yeah, that was a gross game. Do you have? Let me just ask you because this was your game. Do you have any regrets? I mean, I'm just looking at your bench here. Gabe Davis had 18. Could you put him in over Debo in your flex and
Yeah,
got
I
that
could have always done that, but
ate that dub?
I I don't think I would have put him in over Debo. Debo was actually my wide receiver one, but I just put him down there because I like it to look like my wide receiver one and two are less good, and my flex just pops off.
Yeah,
But either
yeah,
way, my uh, Mike Williams just let me down. So if I would have, I
yeah.
mean, even if I would have put him in over Brandon Cooks, I would have won, which is depressing. But
Yeah, you could have put Gabe Davis in over any of your three receivers you started, and you would have got the dub. I mean, now obviously that's a
hindsight's
perfect
2020.
rule. Yeah, hindsight's twenty
We got in a
twenty, but
whole argument with Nellis about bench players, but hey, I wish you could have been there because he was saying I can't remember what it was, but him and Garrett got into it. But
no,
I will say I am happy that I was about to start Damian Pierce over Cordero because of all the Cordero hate. I was this close, so I'm still happy about that. Not that
you
it
made
really
the right
matters,
decision there. I
but if
mean,
had
points for May
pads my
potentially
points for.
coming. Yeah.
It does points for
So
actually. It's our tiebreaker, isn't it?
I believe so.
It's our tiebreaker if you're tied head to head. So
Yes.
there's a lot of,
So it could, you know,
but it's
hey,
there.
you're making
Um,
sure you're ready for it.
let's see. I think Steve's team is solid. I really am happy with my team. Starting 0-1's not ideal, but
Yeah, I think jumping into the next episode we're going to throw, I play Steve next week, and I'm a little nervous about it, even though I shit talked it a lot. But we'll see.
I mean Devonte Adams is still Devonte Adams. That was the only thing I had hope for was Devonte to step down a little bit.
Yeah, he's still Monte Adams.
So yeah, Steve got a steal in round 2 with him. Other than that, I mean, it's as expected, I suppose.
Very good
Actually,
game overall, though.
actually,
A
no,
valiant
my
effort.
my bench would have beaten him by 2 points. I'm looking at it now. It says it at the bottom. Didn't even
Oh
realize
yeah,
it.
I didn't know that,
So I
but
did lose by 2 points. That's a real shame.
you live and you learn.
Well, that's about all on that one. I'm just sad to take an L first, but it is what it
You're
is.
over it.
It is what it
Hey, I'm
is.
0-1 too. It's okay.
We're 0-1 brothers, but at least I broke 100. Okay,
On to
on
the
to
next game.
on to uh your
Who we got
favorite
next?
team name, CTC, and
Again,
Garrett.
episode 3. Grayson,
Grayson
please change your name.
Grayson and Garrett. I I think here I'm looking at this. I
This game
mean,
ended. It was a tie, and
it's a
Garrett won
tie.
because of his
So
bench.
it literally came down to the bench, and man, Garrett's bench did very well.
Yeah, that it
So
came down. That's crazy that week 1 it came to a tie and all of that.
yeah, and I mean it's just that's what fantasy does. You never know. Looking at Grayson's team here, his team performed pretty well, and except for his tight end kind of did
Yeah,
shit the bed.
and
But
Njoku was someone that I had high hopes on. I still think he'll do well, but bad week 1.
um,
But other than that, his team
also want to point
performed.
out DK Metcalf. My hate, my big old hate on him. Not too far off. 7 points for the man.
Yeah, he had a fumble. The fumble loss, which hurts in our league, sadly, but
It just happens to the best of them.
it's how it work.
Jamar Chase had a Jamar Chase game, so that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Let's see, Kyler Murray, 20 points. I feel like that's a given. Fournette, I really like Fournette. I think he'll do better. The Buccaneers really didn't play very well, so the
Yeah,
fact he
this
got that much, it was
this was
all rushing
definitely
yards. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Grayson's team definitely
It's kind of scary.
it performed well. I still don't love DK Metcalf, and obviously he did bad, or he didn't do awful, but he didn't have a good week, obviously.
Oh, he
Actually,
was
no.
actually, and I just realized this. He has George Kittle on his bench.
Kittle got hurt.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
that's kind of even scarier.
I don't even know if he played.
No, he didn't
Honestly,
play.
okay, that was a good decision.
I mean, yeah, he got one more point than he would have. So,
I got a lot to say when we get to our matchup, but my matchup, whatever. Anyway,
yeah, and I mean,
um,
Garrett got Josh Allen doing Josh Allen
oh,
things.
but do you see old man Kamara? Do you see those 6 points that first round draft pick laid down? He got the win, so I guess he made the right decision.
I'd say a few weeks from now, that's when it's really going to tell. If that trend continues, I think Garrett owes you a big ol' you were right.
There's a lot of trends from week 1 that I'm like, that's not going to happen. But that Kamara train, I'm riding that bitch.
Yeah. Uh, you are on the Kamara train. I think Kamara will turn it around, but I mean, that is a pretty weak showing for it being 27-26.
Yeah, I mean that was a
Um,
good game. It was a battle.
Kareem Hunt kind of saved his life there. Tyreek was all right for Tyreek, I'd say.
Yeah,
Then the old Allen
16.
Robinson and Zach Ertz kind of didn't do great, but that was all right. Adam Thielen is just not very Adam Thielen anymore, is he?
I think Adam Thielen's going to be a lot of touchdown pin. I think like 3 to 4 receptions is expected, but if he catches one for a touchdown and scores, 12 to 13 points, whatever, then that's a good week for him.
A tutter.
So, yeah, which I think more weeks than not he'll catch a touchdown. I mean, the Vikings looked good, dude. They look scary.
They really did. I will agree with that. Let's see. Antonio Gibson on Grayson's bench looks pretty good. That's about the only bench player really that did crazy on his. Garrett's bench actually performed very well, but he does have two quarterbacks, so that'll
Why
happen.
he won. Maybe that's why he drafted. Well, he did. He auto drafted
He
the
big
second
brained.
quarterback.
He big
Maybe
brained his
that
way into a dub.
he was like, if I tie week 1 and I got 2 quarterbacks on my bench, I'm winning. And look at here we are.
Yeah, I will say Robbie Anderson I think is going to be very solid, and he got Robbie Anderson in the second to last round.
That's if anyone's keeping tallies at home. I'm not because it's probably going to look bad. But another person I was very down on, and he played pretty fucking well. Obviously, he had 100 yards and a titty.
We do love titties.
Oh, we love titties.
Okay, well there we go. That one's there. Now on to the anticipated Austin Caleb matchup. See what I did there?
Yeah, the Austin Caleb matchup.
A pretty poor showing from one side.
Can we talk about Austin's team first? Because I don't. I just Austin. First of all, Jalen Hurts, the quarterback that I wanted over my quarterback, but my quarterback's the second option.
Jalen
He
Hurts
tore it
is
up.
just he wills himself to points. Like that man was forcing points to be had.
I mean, he ran in a touchdown. He had almost 100 rushing yards himself. Like
That's
that alone, he didn't even throw the ball. 90 plus rushing yards and a touchdown. That's 15 points right there.
it's pretty immaculate.
That's just crazy.
I'm just comparing him to the old Trey Lance up there, man.
Don't worry about that.
The old
We're
eight
talking about Austin.
points. The old 8 points of Trey
We're talking
Lance.
about Austin's team. Then this is what I mean. Austin had 3 people go for 26. This is what was crazy
Man,
about our
Caleb,
game.
I didn't look at your team until just now, but good lord,
Dude,
that is
I had a rough
a
week. We're talking
shitter
about
of a
Austin's
week.
team right now.
You
You
can
know,
only
no,
go up.
let's talk about my team.
I don't know what to say.
I had 3 people in the freaking storm game this week. Trey Lance,
That is
Elijah Mitchell, who
true.
got hurt, and Cole Kmet, who didn't even catch a pass.
That is very
Okay.
true. You had some unfortunate weathers because that was like I don't know if you saw that, but it was like a
Oh, I
monsoon.
saw. I saw that was. I mean, I had 3 people in that game. That was the game I was most like. Other the Pats were playing at the same time, so obviously I was involved in that. But that was the game I was really keeping tabs on, and it was a shit show. But I definitely have thoughts about that game.
Yeah, that was a rough game. So like I think most of your team will turn around. The Elijah Mitchell thing, I mean, we both didn't like him anyway, so might be better off just not having him.
So just I didn't love that pick. We didn't love that pick.
Yeah, I will
He got
say
hurt, and
you got
I'm
Daryl
really
Henderson
debating.
down there, and I think
Yeah.
Daryl Henderson's going to be RB1 in the.
So let me get live on film. What's your thoughts on the Elijah Mitchell situation? He's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Should I even keep him? I mean,
I don't. I wouldn't.
should I drop
That's
that
a
man?
taking up a bench spot.
I know, which is valuable.
You
Garrett just
might as well
proved
go and get his RB2 and just try to plug him in. I guess.
his RB2 had like 9 carries for like 25 yards. It was a a shitty situation game, but
I
still.
will say, yeah, the whole 49ers offense is like Trey Lance is a running back, Debo Samuel's a running back. They got running backs on that team.
Yeah. And then I mean I had Elijah got hurt, CeeDee Lamb, his quarterback got hurt. He had like 11 targets and caught like 2 of them. So I don't know what to do there now that Cooper Rush is going to be the quarterback there for 6 to 8 weeks also, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think just drop the man. I know I won't pick him up.
I would like to bring up a direct quote. I screenshotted this in the group me because I wanted to make sure I mentioned this. And this is a complete call out to a man I have a pass with that I love wholeheartedly, though, Mr. Chris Nellis. He said that he had the steal of the draft because his last round quarterback was better than Trey Lance. And then 2 seconds later said how good. He said, I was legit hype Stupid hype to see Fields have a hot turnaround. He looked good today. So I went ahead and pulled the stat line from Fields versus Lance in that trash bowl game. Trey Lance was 13 of 28 for 164 yards, no touchdowns, one interception, and ran 13 times for 54 yards. And Mr. Fields was 8 for 17 with 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, so he definitely beat him there, and an interception, and ran 11 times for 28. So Trey Lance outpassed him and outrushed him in that game. But Fields had that hot start.
I would say the hot second half because they had 0 points going into the, or they were like, not, I don't know if they had 0 points. But it was a sad showing at the beginning.
It wasn't looking great.
But your boy Cole Kmet had 0 points.
Yeah, Kmet hurt. My whole team in week one, other than Pittman, can we talk about the positives of my team? Pittman tore it up. He had a great game.
You had 2 players that got over 20 points, which I guess one was
my
defense.
Yeah.
But
and Sutton, even though he disappointed, 11's not like awful, It's not the worst thing for my wide receiver 3.
No, if your flex is getting 11 points, you can't be too upset.
Yeah. That's not worst case. I don't know.
And then, Austin had 2 running backs on his bench get over almost 20 points. Yeah. His whole bench, holy crap. Look at those running backs on his bench.
That's what I remember going into Monday night. I'm like, Cortland Sutton, baby, we got this. And I'm like, he needs 32 points to tie. And I look at the bench and I'm like, he needs 33 points because Austin's bench just killed me.
It really, AJ Dillon, he's got, oh my gosh. Austin's never got an off week.
I don't know. I have personally one last thing to say about this game, then we can move on. Trey Lance, 8 points, disappointing game. It was a rough weather conditions, all of that. I got a lot of shit for drafting the man. And when you go so hard like I did and you defend yourself so hard on a player, you got 2 choices. You can either bench him, drop him, whatever, and move on, or you can double down. Trey Lance for life. Look at this right here.
I'm marking this.
No chance.
At the 22-minute and 30-second mark.
I still have faith in my boy. It was awful conditions. The whole game I'm taking as a wash. Trey Lance will be an amazing fantasy football quarterback this year.
You gonna wear that every Sunday?
As long as Trey Lance is playing football, I'm wearing this hat.
I feel like I'm dang near about to take a picture. You can be like, sneak peek at today's video.
But we can move on to the next match.
On that note, God. It is a fresh hat, though. I do like it. On to Phillip and jack me off a dub. This is nice. I like the little flat bill there. Okay. Yeah. So Pat Mahomes is still really good.
Yeah, sadly.
I see. Austin Eckler didn't like him this year. Didn't like Devin Singletary. Just a messy backfield in the Bills. I also will say, what's his name? Cook from the running back room of Buffalo. He had -3 points.
You were pretty questionable about him, right?
I gave Travis the worst pick of that round for picking him.
That's right. See, I thought I had a lot of belief in him. I won't lie. I still think he'll have a good season, but I think he had like 1 carry and he fumbled on it.
He fumbled, and then he had another carry where he got tackled for a 3-yard loss.
You live and you learn. He's a rookie.
We'll get to that when Travis's team is up because, man, he had an abysmal showing.
Yeah. This was another really good game, though, by the way. 125-129.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on Phillips' team did pretty well except his defense. I mean, I'll take the blame. I think I was hating on Jalen Waddle for too much.
Jalen Waddell, as you call him.
Did you see the people waddling in the stands when he got a touchdown? I thought that was hilarious.
Did not. Man, that game was rough. I turned it off after like halftime. I didn't want to watch the pace. They were playing like crap.
They got spanked, I will say.
They did. They deserved it, though. They didn't play good.
Spanking for the boys. Yeah.
Uh,
So let's see. AJ Brown's looking solid. Mark Andrews did all right. I think that second tight end they added is kind of creeping in on him.
yeah,
Uh,
it's kind of surprising. I'm just looking at Nelson's like his bottom three players. Mooney had 1 catch for 1 point. His defense had -1. His kicker had 6, which like it's a kicker, but still, you hope they get like
Jeez, you're
10.
right. I didn't know. So yeah, Nellis had four good players, and that's
Amari
what.
Cooper had 4. Godwin had 6. His team got carried hardcore by 4 players, but he won.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor was worth the number one pick. Saquon,
Dude,
guess who said he was the
Saquon,
steal of the draft?
you were 100% right. He is, as of after week 1, he's the steal of the draft because he was drafted, what, like in the 3rd round or so, probably?
I'll,
Let's see.
I'll pull it up here.
Drafted 25th overall, so he would have been the first pick of the 3rd round.
That's 32 points is not bad for a third rounder.
And he's currently RB1.
Yeah, I not saying I said so, but I said so. But
That's fair.
he it's week one, so I'm tempering my bragging until like at least week three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Nellis won thanks to four players. That's about it.
Yeah,
Which,
really.
if that's how you do it, that's how you do it.
He drafted the right 4 players for week 1 for sure. I mean, they tore it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at his bench. I mean, yeah, Justin Fields only had 11 points, but it's a rain game, so I mean, I'd like to see them both play and
That's
not
the same
rain.
thing with
So
my boy here. I'm just kind of considering that whole game. It is what it is. That's not really what's going to happen this season. I don't think.
I do agree. Looking at Phillips' team, I mean, Pat Mahomes did good. I'm looking at his bench now. I mean, Dak Prescott's out, so he's probably gonna get dropped. Mark Ingram has 0 points. I don't know why he has Marlon Mack on his team still.
I did say Mark Ingram was a bad draft pick, mainly because I forgot he played football, but he
The only
basically
thing that
didn't.
sucks is his defense that he's benched got 20 more points than his defense he played. And when that happens, that always hurts. Especially when
Side
you
note.
lose that.
Side note: why is Marlon Mack, who is not playing football, still on his team at all?
I did just ask that same question, but I'm glad you agree with me.
Like some people have 0, like Kenneth Walker, for instance,
That
0.
man's
That's
got
because he's on.
crossed off games.
Yeah, Marlon Mack's got a little dash because he ain't even on a team. He ain't even playing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Maybe he's got a long term goal, hoping he's getting drafted on a team. But like, I mean, I still don't like picking up players that just join teams anyway.
no,
But hey, his team scored one less than mine, so I can't say much. Would have beat him
they
though.
would have
Would have beat him.
shit on me. So, but I'm still gonna stay stuff.
Well, congrats to Nelly on a dub. Congrats to Philip on a good score. Moving on to this Quan and Travis matchup that was not much of a game. Travis got beat by almost double his points.
Yeah. So this was, I believe, yeah, I'm double checking real quick. The highest point score of the week and the lowest point score of the week, which
Yeah,
is
that's wild. Quan had a oh crap, I haven't been keeping up with our who's won what yet.
oh my god,
Okay,
what
hold
way
on.
to
We're
host.
going back to Grayson and
The
Garrett.
pre-game show is currently looking for new hosts because Mr. Brooks, I don't think has even said welcome to the pre show yet. And B,
Pre-game show.
the,
Welcome to it 30
the
minutes
pre-game
late.
show.
The pre the
Currently looking for a
pre
new host and a new co-host because we both suck apparently.
So there's a bug on my
So
screen.
where are we at? So let's just backtrack real quick. Sorry.
So
So we started
between
with
me and
you.
Steven, 0-1. Between
We both
Grayson
picked you.
and Garrett, 0-2.
We're so good at this.
Between yourself and Austin, 1-2 for me, and
Yeah,
zero
I
and
picked
three for
myself.
you.
0-3. I know fantasy football so
We
well.
picked Nellis, so that's 2-2 for me.
That's one on the board, baby.
1-3 for you.
Yeah, you're.
You picked Travis. I picked
No,
Quan.
you. So you picked. You picked yourself.
Yes.
Loss.
Yes. You also picked me.
Yeah. So you killed me this week, didn't you?
I think so. Because then I also picked Quan over Travis. So that
Yeah, and I
gives
picked
me.
Travis.
So that gives me. Let's see. I'm two and I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, that's what. Go back through it. Go back through it real quick.
Okay,
Ignore those
so
last two.
Steven and me were 0 and 1 both. Grayson and Garrett 0 and 2. Austin and you, I'm 1 and 2. You're 0 and 3.
Yeah. What's your
Philip
next pick?
and Nellis, we're I'm
We
2 and
both got
2.
right.
You're 1 and 3. Travis
Yeah.
and Quan, you're 1 and 4. I'm 3 and 2. Philly and Ethan, we
Okay.
both lost. So that makes us,
So I went 1-5, and you
yeah.
went 3-3. It's week one. I'm not worried about it.
I do like those numbers. That gives me a nice head start. I'm going to update the little list here. 3 and 3 for me, and 1 and 5 for poor Caleb.
I'm not worried about it. It was week one.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah. So on to Travis and Quan's discussion here.
Yeah. So Quan, the high game. So I
Quan
mean, his whole
blew his cheeks out.
he literally his kicker had single digits, and then Higgins had single digits, who left the game with a concussion, or he probably would have had more. Like, holy hell, Justin Jefferson, my God, 9 receptions, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, 39 points. Like, that is crazy. Great first round pick, apparently.
Yeah, I'd say the best. Um,
Mike Thomas, a big steal, 22 points down there in his flex spot.
someone said he was the best pick of the round. Also,
It probably wasn't me because
yeah, I don't remember who you said, but I did have him in the best round. I made a lot of good picks on that one. So I'm just my sources were correct.
hey,
Hmm.
it's week one. Okay,
You're
it's
right.
week one.
I'm gloating while I
Let's
can
wait and
because
see
it's probably
after
not
the
going to be that
season.
way. Yeah, I mean, Travis
Yeah,
just
Quan seems kind of scary.
yeah. If well, okay, Miles Sanders is not going to do that every week.
I
That was I don't know what happened there, but Miles Sanders does not do that. But I mean, there's no way Justin
I
Jefferson
had
gets 40
I
points
had
a week.
Miles Sanders for 2 seasons, and he never once put up more than 17.
That's what I'm saying.
Quan
That's
gets him
that's
for
an
1 game.
anomaly. Jameis, I think could be that good every week, or he could throw 5
Oh,
interceptions.
absolutely, absolutely.
I think it
Yeah,
just
he's going to be
depends
boom or
on what
bust.
Jameis you're
He can
getting.
very well.
Javonte Williams looks solid from what I saw him doing. I like him a lot.
Yeah, that was a surprising game too, and I don't think anyone expected the
No,
the
to
Broncos
take
to
an
lose
L.
that game.
I don't think Justin Jefferson's going to put up 40 points a week, but probably close to it.
No, he'll put up good weeks though, but this is probably one of his higher weeks. I mean, I definitely think he'll have another game or two probably where he's putting up huge games like that, but he's going to put up big points every week for sure.
Yeah. I'm looking down. I mean, Darren Waller did all right. Michael Thomas just freaking popped off.
Yeah.
His bench doesn't really have anyone to fill in for T. Higgins though, because T. Higgins got hurt.
Yeah, his bench didn't no one
But
really did great. Wow. His bench still beat Travis's bench. I think. Not adding it
yeah,
up
that's
right
what
now,
I
but
mean. Like when your starting lineup is that good, you don't really got to worry about having a bench. So,
yeah.
uh,
Then we
the gosh, I mean, Travis's team is just
Travis's team has Amon-Ra St. Brown.
in the dirt. And I mean, Keenan Allen got hurt. Cam Akers is in shambles. Don't know what that
Cam
man's
Akers
doing.
had 3 touches
Najee
that whole
Harris is hurt. Everyone on his team is hurt almost. James Cook,
game. Didn't Keenan get hurt?
yeah,
This
he might. This might be the lowest points for we ever see.
It's a good thing Travis probably doesn't listen to this because his team is shit,
Yeah,
especially after all the injuries now.
he has two people on his bench. Okay, yes, two people on his bench with 0, one with -3. I mean, at
Two
least
more with under 10, and then he's got two people that scored
Oh
12.
man, that is a mess. I don't even know who I'd put in.
I will say, to be fair, Stafford's going to probably put up more than 4 each week. Like he's going to be a solid quarterback still. They played probably the best team in football.
Yeah, they just
Um,
were overwhelmed, it looks like, honestly.
if I don't know how long Keenan's missing, but he'll still be good. Najee will still be good. Don't know how long he's missing. Cam Akers, I'm a little worried about because he literally only touched the ball like 3 or 4 times that whole game.
Yeah, I mean, like, who you gonna put in? James Cook over him?
Mr. Fumble.
I think he got a fumble and then a 3 yard loss carry, and that was it. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
rough.
so rough
There's
looking
not a lot to
team.
say. Not a lot to say about it.
I mean, he could have put his entire team in and still lost to Travis or Quan,
Yeah,
his bench
you're right.
included.
Or his bench. I mean,
He would have
yeah,
broke 100 barely with his bench added to his team.
yeah.
Ooh.
He could have put his whole bench in and still been the low score for the week, damn near. If not, for sure. No, because we're about to get to another
Yeah.
a really ugly game.
Well, yeah, Quan, I early vote for scariest team, I will say. I think
Yeah,
I think Miles Sanders is going to drop. I think Justin Jefferson is going to not have 40
not be
points a
God
week.
every week.
It might be 30 points a week, but like not 40. Geez. I mean, but like I mean, I don't. If Michael Thomas is back to Michael Thomas, that's terrifying. That's his flex play.
Yeah, that is.
All right, well, I mean that's about all we got there. Shitting on Travis's team and saying Quan's team is god.
Yeah, Travis, you suck.
On to Philly and Ethan. This game was the battle of the losers.
Abysmal.
Man,
They would have beat Travis still, to be
why
fair.
couldn't we have just played both of them? Would have been nice.
Yeah. So Ethan
Uh,
stole the win, 87-82. For anyone who didn't see this, who thought that they were still playing and their final score wasn't in yet. That
yeah,
was the final, 87-82.
87, 82.
Um,
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, 2 points. That's kind of wild, but he's got an entire new receiving core essentially. They're all rookies.
yeah. I also to defend Philly, I feel like every year Aaron Rodgers week one
Yeah,
shits the bed.
does the whole relax thing.
Like, yeah, I think last year he had an awful week one and then he went on one MVP. Like
Also,
he
look at this
figured it
farmer's
out.
tan. This is disgusting.
That's what you get for one tank, dude. That's why I got
I just
t-shirts.
noticed it. Man, it looked like I spray tanned the bottom half of my arms.
You're just trying to show off your tats. It's okay.
Um, Christian
What is
McCaffrey,
this? What is this whole show?
just yeah, we're actually it's a sex show. You remember
All right. So this is
Christian McCaffrey? I mean, 15 points is a bad, but that's your first round pick, so you expect more than 15.
that was my first round win. That's a Philly expected trade offer for me because I still want that man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot going on though. I mean, Baker was, I think, trying way too hard. Kind of had a lot of revenge in his mind rather than winning the game. Trying to be the hero.
Can you imagine? Look at just take a second, okay? Look at Ethan's team.
It's Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup had 31 of his 87 points.
That's like almost half.
Cooper Cup and Brady were the only players he started that broke 10.
I'd be very discouraged after that showing.
And he still won. Like, I think Philly's team is better
I
just
think
based
Philly's
off.
team just had a bad showing. I mean, because like
Yes.
it's more like Aaron Rodgers isn't going to get 2 points every week. That's impossible. I don't think he'll ever get less than that. That's probably the
No.
lowest he'll do this week or year.
Yeah, for sure. How do you even get that? I mean, what? Oh, yeah, a lot of sacks, fumble loss.
I mean, Mike Evans did well. Nick Chubb did well. I think Christian McCaffrey 15's all right. I'm not like if everyone on my team got 15 points, I'd be happy.
Oh, dude.
Hunter Renfro, I mean, there's just so many options on that Raiders offense. It's hard.
There
Dawson
is, but
Knox,
I
I
think
think
he'll do well.
I don't know. I liked Dawson Knox at the start of the year, but he didn't. 1 point kind of sucks.
1 point
Uh,
does suck. It doesn't kind of suck. It does suck.
yeah, it sucks a lot. Um, Looking at his bench, I mean, he has Michael Carter, Naeem Hines. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Carter had a good game, which is scary because I have what's his name? You know, that other guy, Brees
Uh,
Hall.
yeah,
Brees Hall.
I don't know why
Who I
Brees
was
Hall is so
hoping
high. It stresses me out picking rookies that high.
he didn't have a bad week one for a
No,
rookie. He had 8 points. He was involved. He was there. But Michael Carter definitely is owning that spot right now, which I'm hoping does not last long.
yeah. Um, I don't know. I mean, Philly's team just has a lot more upside. It seems like I think it won't do that bad again. Ethan's team, on the other hand, like I don't. I think Aaron Jones will do better. Tom Brady was going to do better. They just didn't have. They had one touchdown that game, so that's.
Yeah, I think ETN will do a lot better too. I've
Yeah, I
watched
mean,
some.
did you watch that game? It was like
Yeah,
abysmal at the beginning. But
yeah, and
James Robinson had a lot more touches than he was supposed to.
that's true, but
Still.
it seemed like ETN whenever he had the ball, it was like he was like one missed tackle or one juke away from like breaking off a big run almost
Yeah,
every time he had it.
and he did have a
So I
fumble that
think
he got like rocked on.
yeah, I think he'll do better for sure. I don't think either of these teams are like doomed for the season. I think it
No,
was just really rough week ones.
and I mean, literally, DeAndre Hopkins is on his bench, just waiting to be played.
Yeah, he'll come back.
At any week, Miko Hardman could have 30 points.
Mister, you like that Kirk Cousins on his bench, tore it up,
You like
22
that?
points.
Yeah, I had the Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow battle last year, and you never knew which one to start, and I always started the wrong one. But
Well, now he's got the Cousins Brady battle, which maybe his
I told
battle.
myself I'm going to get a good QB this year, so I don't have to even guess who I'm starting. The only time I'll have to
Right.
guess,
That's
yeah,
why I
see,
got
you
one
know,
QB on my team.
the only time I got to guess is when Lamar Jackson's sitting out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, otherwise, I think it's just this is a bad showing for both their teams. I think it won't. I don't. I think they're fine, to be honest.
I think overall they'll be okay. It just, man, I wish I played one of them this week, obviously, because I think I had the lowest points myself besides this game. No, sorry, Travis.
Yeah, Travis sure did.
So I had the fourth least points, but I would have beat these two. But I think both of them are fine. Honestly, I do think both these teams could still be amazing. There's
I
no
think.
one on there that I really, really, really hate.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at everyone's teams, like I think everyone's teams are going to be solid this year. I think it's going to be a weird year where everyone's team plays well except Travis's. To be honest, I I look at Travis's and I don't know how he's going to climb out of that pit. To be honest,
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
nowhere
So
a bottomless pit, and I think he's probably not going to pay attention to the waivers because I think he's got a lot going on with the kiddos.
yeah, he does. The 17 of them that he has.
Just call him Philip Rivers.
So just to kind of wrap it up. So I don't know what we're at time wise, but to wrap it up a little bit after week one in the DEM
Damn boys.
division, the DEM division, you got 80 Adam Bomb Bad Hill,
Yeah, let's go
Steve
look at
at
the
the top,
standings here.
1-0, and then Alvin and the Thick Monks 1-0. My RB got shot, Austin 1-0, and then me and you and Mister needs to change his name all at 0-1. And then over in the boys division, you got the Axe,
I still
Jack
don't
me
know
off
what
at
that
12.
means. I want to know what Quan's name
I don't know
means.
what his name is, man. And Hopkins is innocent, which is absolutely probably maybe true. All at 1-0. And then too easy for the love of the chocolate starfish and rookies for days all at 0-1.
Yeah. So
No one's out of it yet. No one's gone. I will say ESPN says Travis has an 18% chance of making the playoffs, which is very low.
it does know. Yeah, I went up from being projected 12th to 10th now somehow with my loss.
Oh, do you have that pulled up? I'd be curious to hear what
Yeah, let's
all
go
those
look
are
at
at.
that. Why not? Why not?
Because
Um,
I feel like I probably dropped.
Yeah, I don't really understand its algorithm here, but so Nellis is still first overall.
Okay.
Uh, Philip dropped down a place. Ethan dropped from third to seventh.
Ethan had a bad week.
Uh, Grayson went from fourth to second. Garrett
We
from fifth
moved
to
up.
sixth. Stephen from sixth to
Grayson, wait,
fourth.
wait, whoa, whoa, time out. Backtrack. Grayson went up.
Yeah,
The
to
man lost.
to second place.
The man lost.
I don't. That's what I said. I don't know where they get this from.
He lost in a tie, but still the man lost. Like he's 0-1 now and he went up. That doesn't make a lot of sense. What are you doing,
Yeah.
ESPN?
Travis went from seventh to 12th, dead last.
Yeah, Travis probably gonna stay there now.
Philly went eighth to ninth. Quan went ninth to eighth. That's what like Quan should have gone up. I think Quan should have gone up to like third at the least. That man got
Quan scored
150 points.
150 points.
And then for Austin went from 10th to 5th. I guess the trade maybe changed it a bit.
I do think just final statement overall, I think he did win that trade, but
If Kyle Pitts does Kyle Pitts things, I think
I don't think it was a crazy lopsided trade though at all.
no. And if Edwards Lair stays doing that stuff, I think he's in.
Whew.
Yeah, and then you went from 11th to 10th. I went from 12th to 11th. So I don't really understand that. Like
I'm projecting to beat your ass,
I don't get where they project these things. Like,
even though I scored 90 points.
but yeah, I mean, with that being said, I mean that seems like week one wrapped up. We
Week
some
one
big
in the books.
upsets, some good games. I mean, week two on the horizon. We do love to see it.
Week two on the horizon. Trey Lance plays Seattle. Going for 30 this week. 30 points. I'm calling it right now. Making the statement.
We'll call it in the next video.
I'm calling it right now. When he breaks 30.
Every video. All right. Well, there's the recap, boys. Hope you enjoyed it.
I hope he didn't. I hope he hated it.
Yeah, they probably did, but they got to watch anyway. What else are they going to do? There we go. Represent the hat. We'll catch you in the next one, boys.
Peace.